What's going on everyone, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Jedi Survivor video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make Qui-Gon's lightsaber in the game. Now I'm going to be showing you two lightsabers. This is because I found one which I really like. However, it doesn't quite match Qui-Gon's in terms of the materials and colours used, but I think the parts are fairly accurate, obviously not 100%, because Qui-Gon's lightsaber parts aren't actually in the game. And then I'm going to be showing you a lightsaber which looks like Qui-Gon's in terms of materials and colours, but the parts aren't quite as accurate as the first lightsaber. The reason I'm giving you two choices in this video is simply because I can't decide which one is better, and I just want to show you the options that I've managed to come up with. So for the first lightsaber, what you want to do is select the Hermit emitter, and this is because Qui-Gon's lightsaber does actually have a flat emitter like Obi-Wan Kenobi's first lightsaber does. For the switch, you want to use the Hermit switch, and this is because Qui-Gon's lightsaber does also have a big red button to activate the saber, exactly like Obi-Wan's first lightsaber does and the Hermit component does for the switch. For the grip, this was a difficult one because I do think that the Hermit grip does look a lot like Qui-Gon's saber. However, for me, the sort of segments running across the grip are a bit too thick, and there's not as many as I would like. So for this build, you can use the Eno Cordova grip because it's got a lot more rings on it and they're a lot smaller and closer together. However, with this grip, I don't like the sort of curved parts towards the top of the grip. Or you can use the Centauri Kree grip because again, it does have a lot of small rings, but they don't run the full way up the grip. So I'm going to select the Centauri Kree because that's my preference. For the pommel, I selected the Rebel Hero pommel because Qui-Gon's pommel isn't that big and it is quite flat and straight. So the Rebel Hero is probably the closest. However, if you don't have the Rebel Hero pommel, for this build you can use whichever pommel you like, it really doesn't matter. However, I would use the Eno Cordova one if I didn't have the Rebel Hero pommel, but that's just my preference. For the materials on this build, I selected a primary of Plastoid Black, a secondary of Plastoid Black, an accent of Plastoid Black, and a grip of Plastoid Black, because Qui-Gon's lightsaber is mainly black in the Star Wars universe. And for this build, if you go ahead and start selecting chrome, the whole lightsaber turns chrome, or you get chrome in completely the wrong places. I left the condition as pristine, and I selected the green lightsaber blade. And this is the first build I managed to come up with for Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber. I think it's pretty accurate. The only thing it is missing, in my opinion, is the accents of Imperial Chrome, or any other silvery material that you want to use. But I still think it's a pretty good recreation considering the components and the materials we have to play with in the game. For our second Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber design, what you want to do is select the Hermit emitter again, simply because this is the emitter that is closest to Qui-Gon's in Jedi Survivor. And for our switch, you want to use the Hermit switch. However, there are options. The thing I don't like about the Hermit switch is when I use it with the grip that I'm using, the button doesn't sit on the right side of the grip to match Qui-Gon's lightsaber, and it does drive me around the bend a little bit, and we end up with a lot of chrome, I feel, around the emitter, which Qui-Gon's lightsaber doesn't have. You can also use the Eno Cordova switch, which allows you to keep the red button, gets rid of a little bit of silver or chrome around the emitter, but gives you a really thick band of silver or chrome right the way around the switch, which Qui-Gon's lightsaber doesn't have. Or you can use the detachment switch, which gets rid of a lot of the chrome or silver material, lets you have the red button, and places the red button in the right place based on the grip. However, you end up with these open slits on either side of the switch, which give off a bit of a blue glow, and obviously Qui-Gon's switch doesn't have that. So you do have three options to choose from. The most accurate, I think, is the Hermit switch, but I just don't like how much chrome it gives. But just for the sake of this build, we're going to use the detachment switch, just because it puts the red button in the right place, gets rid of a lot of the chrome. We've just got to deal with the two open slits on the switch. But like I said, you can use the Hermit switch, the Eno Cordova switch, or the detachment switch. It's completely up to you. And then for the grip, I chose the Hunter grip. Now the reason I chose the Hunter grip was the Hunter grip allows you to have a silvery or chromy material running down the back part of the grip. Not completely, but enough to sort of give you a similar look to Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber, as he does have a lot of silvery chrome material running up the backside of his lightsaber, especially the grip. And for the pommel, you just want to choose the Rebel Hero pommel if you can, but if you can't, you can just use any pommel you want to. I would try to stick with a pommel that is mainly black though, but since we are trying to get the red button on Qui-Gon's lightsaber, you are going to have some red on your pommel regardless. For the materials for this lightsaber, I chose a primary of Plastoid Black, and that is because Qui-Gon's lightsaber is mainly black. For the secondary, I chose Imperial Chrome in order to get that silvery chromy material running up the back of the grip. And for the accent, I went with Plastoid Red to get the red button to match Qui-Gon's lightsaber, and for the grip, I chose Plastoid Black. I left the condition as pristine, and you can see this is a closer recreation of Qui-Gon's lightsaber in terms of the colours. However, the components just don't really work in my opinion, and I don't really like how the lightsaber looks. It just is another option. I'll show you how this lightsaber looks with the Eno Cordova switch and with the Hermit switch, so you get to see all of the options for this particular build, but obviously you also need to choose a green lightsaber blade. So if we have a look with the Hermit switch, I do like how this looks. However, I don't like how the red button isn't sort of lined up with the center of the grip. It's kind of off to one side, and you do get a lot of chrome at the top around the emitter, which I don't really like either. And then for the Eno Cordova switch, I do like how this looks again, but the red button isn't central to the grip, and we have that thick band of chrome running right the way around the switch, which doesn't really look like Qui-Gon's lightsaber in my opinion, which is why I do prefer the first lightsaber design in this video. I just don't like how on the first design it's just completely black and there are no accents of chrome, and if you do try to get the accents of chrome, they are in the wrong place. I think this was a really difficult lightsaber to try and recreate, purely down to the components not really matching Qui-Gon's lightsaber at all. And if you do try to recreate Qui-Gon's lightsaber as accurately as possible, you end up creating Obi-Wan's first lightsaber, and they aren't the same. But I do hope you've liked one of my designs that I've shown you in this video. They are the best I could possibly get for Qui-Gon, and like I said, I prefer the first design, but there are aspects of the second designs that I do really like because they get them a little bit closer to what Qui-Gon's did look like, since he does have a black and silvery chromey lightsaber. It's not just all completely black. But please do let me know down in the comment section below what you think of my designs and if you do have any improvements to make to them. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to smash a like on it. If you are new to the channel and you've enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to be kept up to date with all future Star Wars Jedi Survivor content. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video.